Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon or evening, depending on where you are today. My name is Stephen Cook, Head of Impact and Influencing, and I oversee our membership area, and I'll be hosting this session today on our member benefits. So before we get going, I just want to run over how this webinar will work and also what we will cover to let you get the most out of it today. Just so you know, only speakers will appear on screen. You won't be able to use your camera during this session and or indeed be able to speak. Instead, what you can do is use the chat button to engage with our team. And if you've got a question, please use the Q&A button to contribute questions during the session. We'll be responding to any questions later in the webinar. So do please put anything in there when you think of something you'd like to ask on any topic raised. We'll be happy to take those and answer them later on today in today's webinar. Before we carry on, actually, if Charlotte, who's managing our slides, can just nip back to the first one briefly. We also have a QR code on this slide. In fact, this QR code is to take you to a quick survey, anonymous survey, and complete it and give us your feedback on this webinar. We'd love to know what you think. So if you can, we'll just pause here for one moment. And if you want to scan this code and complete that, we'd be really grateful for your views. Okay, Charlotte, thank you very much. We'll move on to the agenda. So turning to what we're going to cover today, up first is Matthew Wynne, our Public Affairs Manager, and Matt is going to talk through our communications and our campaigning work with you. We then move to Saz, who's our Membership Development Manager, who's going to talk about the member benefits and how you can make the most of those. And then we have a number of sessions talking about our services and our solutions, including Ben, who's our UK Sales Manager, Nathan from our education team, and Sophie, who's our organizational wellbeing and change consultant, who's going to talk about our wellbeing provision as well. We also have joining us today Phil Chapman, who's from Kroner I. He's head of partnerships, and we partner with Kroner on our membership benefits. And Phil is going to run through what Kroner I is and how you can make the most of Kroner as part of your membership of British Safety Council. I'm then going to take any questions. So as I said, do put any questions you have into the Q&A button. And we'll take those and answer them as best we can and give you as much possible chance to answer and ask questions during this session. And then finally, one final thing we're going to cover for members who've maybe just joined or even who want to remember or be refreshed on how to make the most of your benefits. We'll have a run over our portal in terms of what's in there and particularly how to access our e-learning courses, and Saz will take us through that before we close today. So thank you everyone for joining, and we really hope you enjoy this session and get the most out of it as you can. And without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Matt, Public Affairs Manager, who's going to talk about our communications and policy work.
Stephen, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, possibly good evening, depending on where in the world you're joining us from. I'm Matthew Wynne, I'm British Safety Council's Public Affairs Manager, and I'm really pleased to be able to introduce you, or perhaps reintroduce you, to our communications and campaigning work today. Since 1957, the British Safety Council has been a charitable organisation with campaigning at our core. And we continue this legacy today through our publications, our policy work, and our campaigns. Our founder, James Tighe, was a larger-than-life campaigner who was motivated to protect lives following a stint of national service with the Royal Air Force in the Second World War. And he spent the rest of his life dedicated to raising awareness of health and safety, and doing so in some really innovative ways. One example, he walked an elephant from the London Zoo to Parliament Square to remind politicians about workplace deaths, which he called the elephant in the room. I'm not sure that we would get away with doing that today, but it was a really innovative way of drawing attention to health and safety as a topic. James Tighe campaigned to legislate for health and safety, and following the mining tragedy at Aberfan, public and political will and a good deal of campaigning work from British Safety Council and others brought about the Robbins Report and then the Health and Safety at Work Act. So I'll start with our publications work. Our monthly magazine, and you perhaps can see this on the screen, is Safety Management, and it brings our members the latest health, safety and wellbeing news from a range of expert voices, from practitioners, from our in-house experts, and from a range of campaigners. Each month we produce 2 editions, a UK edition and an international edition. To give you a flavour of the sort of thing that we include, in February we took a deep dive into the changing nature of work to understand the challenges that the workers of the future might face. And that was everything from the rise of AI in health and safety spaces to the impact of a rapidly changing climate. And our international edition looked at the changing nature of informal work in many of India's cities. And it investigated the impact of airborne particulate matter in India's construction sector, which employs almost 75 million workers. Alongside our magazine access, our members also get access to our best practice guides, and in the very best traditions of British Safety Council, our members also get access to our posters. For further information or to read our stories, you can visit www.britsafe.org/safety management. If I can have the next slide, please, Charlotte. Thank you. Our tactical campaigning work is wide-ranging, and you can see here on the screen just a few of the campaigns that we've worked on over the course of the last year. I'll dip into a couple of these to provide you with a little bit more detail. In July 2024, we marked the 50th anniversary of the Health and Safety at Work Act. Since its introduction in 1974, it's estimated that the Act has saved almost 25,000 lives. Indirectly, it's contributed an estimated 390,000 people to the UK population who wouldn't otherwise have been born due to the workplace fatality of one or both parents. To put that figure into perspective for you, it is 19.5 times the capacity of the O2 Arena and 4.5 times the capacity of the National Stadium at Wembley. As a framework, it continues to grow to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow, and it can be amended by politicians and ministers as through secondary legislation to continue to meet those challenges. In recognition of the changing nature of work and indeed the pace at which that change is happening, we held a Future of Work roundtable. It brought together leading voices from the legal, political and policy spheres alongside our in-house expert practitioners to understand the impact of AI and other new technologies both on the future of work and on future workers. And with a rise in e-bikes and e-scooters, particularly in many of the UK's major cities, we put together a guide for employers on the risks associated with lithium-ion batteries in the workplace. That covered everything from risk assessments to storage. The next slide, please, Charlotte. Alongside our tactical campaigning work, we also have our proactive campaigns. Our workplace wellbeing campaign, as you can see on the screen, is Keep Thriving, and it looks to raise awareness of the importance of workplace and worker wellbeing. And over the past 2 years, we've provided online webinars, a series of face-to-face workshops right across the United Kingdom, and made a series of funding awards to UK-based SMEs. And in fact, that's what you can see here on the screen, various members of our team presenting funding awards to charities, businesses and small organisations who really want to improve and develop their worker wellbeing strategies. In our media and public relations work, we respond to government and regulatory policy announcements. And over the last year alone, that's covered everything from high-rise and high-risk buildings, the new building safety regulator, Martin's Law, the Employment Rights Bill, and annual political events like the King's Speech and the autumn budget and other fiscal statements. The next slide, please, Charlotte. Thank you. And our wider policy work looks to both shape legislation and regulation with the goal of creating safer and healthier workplaces in which the workers of the future can thrive. Ahead of the UK general election on the 4th of July 2024, we published our Health, Safety and Wellbeing Manifesto, which made 7 ambitious calls on any future government, all grounded in health, safety and wellbeing. It included our key call, which would have been a first for the United Kingdom, which would be a Minister for Wellbeing sitting within the Cabinet Office and who would lead on a national wellbeing strategy to draw together all the wellbeing projects, data collection and other work across Whitehall, devolved administrations and mayoral combined authorities to create a single strand of wellbeing work that would look to improve public health and create safer and healthier workplaces in doing so. Our other calls included a series of tax incentives or tax offsets for investing in new and developing technologies to improve worker health, safety and well-being, alongside some wider incentivization for health and safety training as part of any higher education reform. Since then, we have continued to engage with members of Parliament, members of the House of Lords, ministers and devolved politicians to further these asks. We've taken our manifesto to party conferences and we continue to work with politicians and elected representatives to bring around and about safer, healthier and workplaces in which the workers of the future can thrive. You can download a copy of this manifesto on the Impact and Influence page of our website. Next slide, please, Charlotte. That brings us to the end of our dialogue around communications and campaigning work. Please do feel free to put any questions you might have in the chat and we can answer those for you. And I'll now hand over to our Membership Development Manager, Saz Ramon. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Good morning, everyone. My name is Saz. I am the Membership Development Manager. For those that are currently members or wish to know more about the BSc membership, I will just give you a brief overview of what the membership entails. If you go to this first slide, please. So my colleague Matthew talked about the policy and campaigns works that we do. British Safety Council, we are a non-for-profit organization and a charity. So any profit that we make, we put it back to our charitable incentives. So part of your BSc membership package is you do have full access to the BSc logo and certificate. That logo you could use in any tender documents, such as your website, leaflet, newsletters. The membership certificate, you will receive a soft and hard copy of the membership certificate. A lot of organizations like to print out the certificate or have their certificate in their offices or project sites to show their affiliation towards health and safety. My colleague Phil from Corona Eye will talk to you more about the navigation safety portal. You do receive the light version as part of your membership package. You would receive weekly and monthly Corona Eye e-alerts. These e-alerts vary from new health and safety topics and contents. It will be summarized for you on an email. If there is something that specifically stands out for yourself, you can always click on the link and it will take you to the Corona Eye page where you could read more in depth of the article. You would receive week e-alerts from the British Safety Council. And these e-alerts vary from the next policy work, as well as the magazines that will be sent out to you every month electronically. One key aspect of the membership is the free digital learning courses. I will go over this in depth at the end of the presentation, but depending on which membership you go for, you would receive 100 to 300 e-learning licenses. So how this works is we give you a choice of 15 courses, and these courses, they vary from manual handling, fire safety at DSC. And you get to mix and match the number of courses with the number of licenses you have in your account. So for example, you can have 20 fire safety, 20 DSC courses with 60 licenses remaining. For those that are currently members with us and want to know how to access and use these licenses, I will go over this near the end of the slide. For the sector interest group, we started doing this again this year. For all members, we categorize them depending on their industry. We will run numerous webinars throughout the year of the specific sectors. If you are interested or want to know more about the SIGs that we run, you can always keep tabs on the website or just feel free to email membership@britsafe.org and we'll be more than happy to help. You will receive webinar programs as well as part of your membership package. This is the core membership package, and these are all the benefits of what is included. There are 2 tools modules that we added on. If you go to the next slide, please. So we do have the tools and template module. So you would receive monthly guides and posters. A lot of organizations like to print out these posters and just to display it on their office site or their project sites, which a lot of individuals finds very, very useful. You would receive online risk assessment that you can download as a Word document and adjust yourself. There is also a 24/7 helpline. So if yourself or your colleagues is unsure within any sort of topic or issue, you can just give them a call, provide them your membership number, and there will be someone on the other line who will be able to assist. And you can also email an expert as well. So once you go to the navigation light page, there's 2 options of email an expert or call an expert. You can always put your query down on an email for, and you can always put down your email inquiry down and then someone will get in touch for you. These are membership in a nutshell. We only do corporate membership. The whole point of a corporate membership is to help everyone within our organization. So ranging from health and safety team to employees and the company molded into one. For the digital learning aspect of it, I will go over that in depth in the next slide. Now, at the end of the slide, sorry. Now I'm going to pass you over to Ben, who's going to talk to you more about our services that we offer outside of membership.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ben Omani. I'm the UK Sales Manager at British Safety Council. I will be talking to you somewhat briefly about our 5-star audit products. Our 5-star audit products are the flagship audit product of the British Safety Council. The benefits that you will find within this audit approach, we are a unique, internationally recognised best practice audit. We focus heavily on annual continuous improvement against safety management systems. We review customer needs, expectations, sector best practices when we are scoping the audits, and what we're looking for really are consistently high standards of service, where they're achieved through robust quality assurance processes, our audit standardization, training, performance monitoring, and those also lead on to our industry recognition awards, such as the Sword of Honour, Globe of Honour, Shield of Honour, across the health, safety, wellbeing, and environmental spaces. So, aside from the 5-star audit, which is focused predominantly, almost solely, on health and safety practices, we also offer a 5-star wellbeing audit and a 5-star environmental audit. You know, when we look at how these audits are scored, 5-star is kind of an exceptional, ambitious level of compliance to health and safety legislation. 3 stars would represent an overall achievement of an ISO standard. Many of our clients, many of our customers will undertake a combined audit whereby they are audited under our 5-star scope, but we also go in and look at the ISO standards. We can certify to ISO 45001, 14001, as well as offering guidance and support against achievement of 45,003 recommendations. Charlotte, could you just skip to the next slide for me, please? So the specification looks at evaluation and continual improvement, as I've mentioned, leadership, commitment and planning, performance monitoring and measurement, and the implementation and operation of how those guidelines are implemented within your safety management system. Next slide, please, Charlotte. So when we look at best practice audits, we are looking at organisations who go well beyond the level of compliance issued by ISO standards. We are globally recognised in this area. Our reach with 5-star audit includes customers in the United States, Europe, Middle East, and Sub-Saharan Africa as well. We look for external validation and assurance from the best in the business. Our pool of auditors are hugely experienced and are well versed and senior within the roles that they undertake throughout the industry. We look at what the outcomes and offer a full service or post audit report where we can offer detailed recommendations on additional areas for improvement. And as one of my colleagues will go through in the next section of this presentation, the training and audit opportunities that are available following a 5-star audit. Speaking of which, I will now pass you over to Nathan, who is our Health and Safety Education Manager, and he will talk you through the various areas of training that are offered by British Safety Council. Thank you very much.
Good morning all. My name's Nathan Walker and I'm the Education Manager at British Safety Council. So my role is to ensure that our training is high quality, engaging and tailored to meet the needs of businesses and individuals. Today I'll give you a brief overview of the training services, our approach to learning and how we support our students throughout that journey. So we are a globally recognised leader in health, safety, environmental and wellbeing training. We deliver training to thousands of delegates across multiple countries, which is what makes us that globally recognised provider. Our courses, they range from a basic awareness course, so things like working at heights, manual handling, those types of subjects, all the way through to level 6 qualifications, so such as the NEBOSH diploma. These also include a range of IOSH courses, of working safely, managing safely, leading safely, and safety for execs and directors. The NEBOSH suite includes construction, as well as the general certificate, fire certificate, and all the way up to NEBOSH diploma, both national and international. We also have the IEMA Foundation certificate and Net Zero Sustainability for Managers, as well as a mental health first aid course as well. So we have a broad range of subjects that we cover, as well as bespoke and tailored courses, which takes up quite a lot of work that we do. So courses can be customised to suit a business or individual needs. We work closely with our clients to understand their needs, their training objectives, and we definitely use a collaborative approach and a consultative approach to the training. So it's very much a two-way conversation in terms of developing that to ensure that the training is both relevant and impactful. We offer a range of delivery methods. So these include face-to-face sessions, as well as virtual classroom, which are both instructor-led sessions. We also have a digital approach. So this can be fully digital, which we have a dedicated digital team who support the creation and management of our online courses. They have a high level of expertise in Scrum development, ensuring that we've got seamless integration with LMS systems and those types of things. And we can actually also use our e-learning solutions to create custom courses as well. We also have our blended learning approach. So this is combining both our digital and our tutor-led sessions. So there are, we've recently released the NEBOSH diploma as a blended package. So for each of the 3 units, there are 3 days which are instructor-led. So essentially giving delegates the best solution for them and their studies to ensure that training suits what they need. If I can get the next slide, please, Charlotte. Okay, so at the BSc, we don't just provide training, we support the students throughout their entire learning journey, ensuring that they have the tools and the guidance to ensure that they succeed with what they do. So whether they're choosing classroom, virtual or blended approach, the content is always very engaging and tailored to their needs, and they will always have access to our study support function as well. So this is our tutor support and guidance to help with any challenging topics. We provide mock assessment and activities. Excuse me. We also have our student forums. So we have webinars where we have Q&A sessions. We can take them through exam techniques to ensure that they're fully aware and prepared when going ahead and doing their exams for any of their courses. It's primarily our level 3 and above courses that will utilise our study support function, but it is there for all of our students. And we also provide comprehensive further reading and resources and access to lots and lots of material for all of our courses to help deepen that understanding. And it helps with the consistency and to ensure that they receive that high quality structured experience with us, as our goal is not just to help students pass exams, but also to equip them with that real world knowledge that will improve workplace safety and wellbeing, which is the ultimate goal. If I can get the next slide, please. So why PSC? So as it says there, we are a gold learning provider by NEBOSH. So this reflects our commitment to delivering high quality training and supporting student success, which is why we are approved as a gold learning partner with NEBOSH. We provide training solutions for organizations, so B2B, as well as individuals, so B2C, on the whole host of training courses which we've discussed. We have decades of experience within our team, so it includes experts with years of practical experience, including 3 doctorate level professionals in safety, sustainability and wellbeing. And we incorporate that and use those to ensure that we have the latest industry best practice, and any regulatory changes or anything like that is built into our training. Our training is always not just targeted to deliver information, but we do focus on scenario-based learning quite heavily. That helps learners apply their knowledge in a real world setting. So it's designed to encourage that critical thinking and problem solving to help develop workplace safety. We have an exceptional track record with our students. So very recently, one of our students actually achieved the highest mark in the NEBOSH National Diploma for a particular unit. He was into the mid 90, I think it was 90 something percent, 94%. And we also have a net promoter score of around 65, which actually places us in the world class category for learner satisfaction. Our dedicated study support hub ensures that students have everything that they need, from mock assessments, tutor guidance, interactive activities, to further reading to support their journey. We work with businesses to build a culture of safety and wellbeing to ensure compliance and continuous improvement throughout. So our main goal is obviously to equip businesses and professionals with the skills to create that safer workplace. That's it for me. So thank you for your time today. And if you do have any further questions or discuss that, we'll be happy to chat that after the session. And I will now be handing over to Sophie.
Thank you, Nathan. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining today's session. It's great to be here. So my name's Sophie. I'm the Organisational Wellbeing and Change Consultant here at the British Safety Council. I know it sounds all fancy. Why we're here, we all understand that health and safety and wellbeing are essential to a productive workplace. But the real challenge isn't just recognising their importance. It really is about knowing where to start, what to prioritise, and how to create lasting impact. So that's why in the solution sales team, we take a collaborative approach. We work really closely with organisations to uncover, both the visible and the hidden challenges. Some of those issues are clear, rising absenteeism rates, workplace stress, safety risks. But there are also, more subtle gaps, sort of around communication, cultural resistance to change, wellbeing initiatives that just don't quite hit the mark, So, can I have the next slide, please? Thank you. So by identifying these known and unknown challenges, we can really help support you in developing practical and tailored solutions that really truly meet the needs of your people and your business. This isn't about generic policies or one size fits all training, what Nathan was alluding to there. It really is about working and building on real world strategies, and driving that meaningful change. So I could sit here all day and talk about this. As you can tell, I'm quite passionate about it. We're time limited today, but I'd love to continue the conversation. So there's a QR code on here. Do scan it. You can request a call back and one of our team will be in touch and we can explore how we can support your organisation further. So thank you for hearing from me today. I'll pass you on now to Phil, who is from our partner Kroner. Thank you very much.
Morning, all. I'm assuming you can hear me and see me. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Sophie. So what I'm going to do is just give you a bit of an overview of Kroner and then the partnership with the British Safety Council and why we do it. Some of you, I imagine, well, probably most of you, if not all, have heard of Kroner or Kroner, same company. We've been providing health and safety and environmental information for decades. Back in the day, it was in the loose leaf binders that you had to put together. Some of you may remember those. Nowadays, it's all online, kept up to date every day by an in-house team, as well as expert external authors. We'll come on to that in a bit more detail in a minute, but Kroner, not just health, safety and environment, we're the biggest compliance company in the UK. We have products in tax, HR, accounting, care, you name it. There's about 10 of them all together, but obviously we're focusing on the health and safety and environmental ones today. So the reason we partner with the British Safety Council is to provide you with free stuff, pretty much, which we'll go through. And then if you ever did want more, because we have a service that it is paid for that has a lot of content in, which we'll come on to, there's a price there that you can't get via our usual channels. So that's the purpose of it, giving you free stuff, keeping you up to date, thought leadership, and if and when you do need more, there's a price there that you can't get elsewhere. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. So what I'll do is share my screen and take you through some of the free bits, and then we'll give you a very quick overview of the platform thereafter. So just bear with me. So the first thing is webinars. Now, I know British Safety Council have their own webinars, but we do webinars too, and these will be free ones that the British Safety Council will publish and that fit in nicely with their schedule. So just a bit of an example here. Just minimize this as well. I assume you can see that. So these will come through via newsletters or other touch points, social media, etc. of one. So do look out for these from the coming from the British Safety Council with the webinar. So here's one that we did recently on, as you can see the title here, in big, bold, white letters. That's the most recent one that we did. So you just register and you'll get an email through which gives you a link to the webinar for when it starts, and obviously the time will be on there as well. So just to let you know, there's also one upcoming here which is listed with another partner. This is one that we're doing with the British Safety Council. It'll be advertised to you shortly, so that one's due on the 12th of March. So I thought I'd mention that here. As you can see, the title, mental health in the workplace for health and safety professionals. So that's being done with mates in mind. So do look out for those on the 12th of March, but all future ones, there'll be maybe one or two every month that will be applicable. And obviously, just if it's of interest, you like the title, please do apply for it. If for whatever reason you can't make the live version, you will be able to download the recorded version thereafter and use it as you see fit. The only thing is you won't be able to ask questions, which you can do during the live one. So that's just a little bit. Webinars you'll get for free. There'll be topical things of our choosing. Other things that we do, just to run here, are kind of, you'll get pieces occasionally every couple of months or so with content from the premium service that you normally pay for. We just pick and choose bits from there. So that might be toolkits that we send through. Here's an example of one that we were sent the other day, which was around risk assessments, and we've got a toolkit pulling everything together for you with links out to further reading should you need it. So again, these will come through. I think the next one is due maybe April, and they'll come through every couple of months. So again, keep your eye out for those, for that free content that we do provide. You will have to click on a button to download it, and then it'll come through thereafter. But that's just another thing that we do over and above the webinars. Also, sorry, there's a little bit of a toolkit at the top here, so it stopped me from clicking here. We also provide articles, so every month, again, that's taken from our free service, which you can subscribe to. Again, I'll come on to that in a minute. We do provide articles on topical subjects as well. So we'll run these by the team at British Safety Council, and they'll pick and choose the ones that they think are most relevant to you guys. This will be in a newsletter. I'm just showing you it as it looks on our platform. So again, you'll get thought leadership pieces. This particular one is around fire health and safety review of 2024 and a look ahead to 2025. So again, these will be free pieces of content that we'll provide in newsletters, as I mentioned, and on socials and other touch points. So you'll see these as you go through. So again, this is just to show, I guess, our thought leadership pieces, our expertise around particular areas, and obviously just to give you something for free. Some of the links in here that you can see, hyperlinks, will work and go to external sites. Others might go to some of our premium content. So if you do have access to that already, great, those links will work. If not, then you can always get in touch with us. We'll post a link in a bit to understand a little bit more about that premium service. So next up, we have our health and safety service, which I'm just going to give you a quick overview of to tell you what's in there. And what I'll do is give you an overview of everything. We'll pick a particular subject, and then I'll tell you what the difference is between what we call the light package and the premium. So the light is something, in addition to the things I've shown you, like the webinars that you can get for free. It's our service which covers the basics. Again, I'll cover that when we go through. So, and again, at the end of this webinar, I will post something in the chat where you can sign up for that. So this is the safety platform. One thing that you do get, again, for free as part of your partnership with us is free helpline calls to our helpline. Again, I'll come on to how you can take advantage of that, and we'll give you the details around that in a bit. So here you've got the call of expert, which you do get unlimited calls on with our platform, but as I said, it's the same helpline that you can get some free calls for as well. Moving down, we'll show you the topics and the content we've got. We do have some what's new bits on the right hand side, but the core content is here. So I'm just going to skim through and give you an overview here. So legislation tracker, that is just to track what's changing. You can put that so it automatically syncs with your diary to update you with what's going on. We have a legal register as well, which you can obviously plug in for the changes that are related to your business. Risk assessment templates, toolkits, which I gave you an example of before, which kind of pull everything together for you with the step-by-step guides. In-house training, which are templates for you to use and adapt to train the business on topical matters relating to your areas. Q&As, templates, HSE, law and guidance. Toolbox talks are kind of one-sheet prompts. And then down from there, you have all the individual topics that we cover. And we'll pick on one of these as an example in a minute. So pretty self-explanatory here with these and what they cover. We do also cover the ISO standards, international so a range of different countries, people and occupational health, facilities management, construction, I think is the next one. And then finally, all the British standards, any tools that we've got, kind of risk assessments, health and safety audits, etc., training presentations, our ISO toolkit, and then any webinars that we've got. So when you click into one of these topics here, I'm going to go for machinery and work equipment. I was told this has been asked about quite a lot recently. It gives you subtopics, but these are all laid out in the same way. So if I go to, I don't know, machinery safety, for example, you will have this view here of quick facts, which is basically the quick things that you need to know about, the in-depth guidance, which is detailed commentary around this particular subject. So all of these are laid out in the way, all in the same way. All the resources that we have, you can obviously read more to click on all of them, but these are just examples, say safety checks, etc., any fact sheets, Q&As, etc., risk assessments. So whatever's there around that particular topic, articles from our email alert as well will be in there. So when the difference basically, so I'm just showing you this example here, this particular area, but the difference between the light package and the full package is you will get the quick facts as part of the light package. You will get the odd resource, and you will also get fact sheets and the toolkits, the risk assessment toolkits, like I showed you before. So it's really the kind of core content, the basic stuff that you need. But obviously, when you do need more, we do have the full service that you can pay for. We also have an environment product as well, just to let you know. So I'm not going to go into this in any detail other than just to say it's laid out in the same way. What we often find is that for those who do health and safety have two hats on and also cover environment as well. So everything is covered within this library from an environmental perspective as well, and laid out in exactly the same way in terms of the quick facts, the in-depth, etc. And again, there's a light version of this available too. So in order to understand the helpline number you want to call or to get access to the light, you'll need to fill out our landing page for this. This is what it looks like. So you just give us your details here. You can register from there. And what will happen is our team will give you a call, our partnerships team. They'll basically give you a bit more of an overview than I have, go into a bit more detail, maybe that you can pick some areas that you're interested in. They'll tell you exactly what's included in the light. And if you are interested, there's no pressure from our side. We can give you a bit more detail on the premium as well. And then if you wanted to find out more about that exclusive pricing and discounting, etc., our team can take you through that as well. So what I'll do is I'll post this link on here into the chat. So please feel free to fill that in. But again, if you've got any questions around that, please let us know in the chat. There's also, I think, a link around the British Safety on the British Safety Council's website with all these details as well. But I'll post this in here for now. And that's it from me. So thanks for your time. Look out for that link in the chat, and I'll now pass you on back to Steve for a Q&A. Cheers.
Thank you ever so much, Phil, and thank you to all of our contributors so far. I hope you found this useful, a really helpful overview, hopefully, of our membership benefits, the services that you get, and also other services and offers that you can take advantage of, obviously, from British Safety Council, but also Kroner in terms of what they're providing to you as part of your membership. So thank you to all of our contributors. Now we're moving to our questions, and then, as I said, we're then going to have a further look at the portal, the membership portal, and how that works and what's in there as well. So do stay on for that if that's of use and interest, and I'm sure it will be. We've had a good number of questions. We are on schedule, so you'll be glad to hear. So we're keeping to time. So we've got time to run through these now. We've answered a couple of them that are potentially sort of more easy to answer, if you like, in the chat in the Q&A section. So one on posters and how you access those, and also a question about membership in terms of what it covers and whether it covers other sites or other entities in an organization. So they're really helpful, hopefully, those answers. We're going to move to some other questions. We have had a question from Carl. And Carl, you're interested to know more about our sector interest groups. that you've seen, and you've also applied to join our manufacturing sector interest group, and interested in what is happening with those. We have had a slight pause on the sector interest groups up till now. We are actually shortly going to relaunch both the manufacturing sector interest group and the construction sector interest group for our members. So you will see those being relaunched, and you'll be able to sign up and take part in those. And what they are groups that can join either face-to-face or online, and we will plan to hold a couple a year in each of those sectors, and really an opportunity for you to get together with other members, share best practice, talk about issues, hear from external speakers, find out more, and also kind of even tackle issues and problems together that you might have in your sector. So really hopefully helpful to you if you're in manufacturing, logistics, or indeed the construction sectors. We actually have a working group in the stadia area as well. So we're very happy to send you more details if you want to send an email to our membership team or indeed our events team about that. But by all means, get in touch with us. We've also had some other questions, and I'm going to ask some of our contributors to come back in and answer some of these. We have had one on our courses in terms of some more details on NEBOSH, particularly the International General Certificate, and also IOSH. Nathan obviously ran over the details of those in general earlier, and there are details on our website. I think there was a query from Bala. Bala, you were asking, could you have some more details on timing, dates, fees, costings, and so on. So we will get back to you on that. Rest assured, we've got your comment and your question on that, and we will get back in touch with you. But if I can ask Nathan, if he's there, to come on screen now. We've also had a question around the NEBOSH diploma and whether members get a discount. I don't know if Nathan can join.
Just bear with me.
Hi, Nathan.
Hi there.
Do we know specifically on this course? I know we do some membership discounts on some of our courses, and it sometimes depends on the offer at the time. Is that correct? Or
It does, yeah.
it
It depends on the offer at the time and what campaigns we're actually running. But we can certainly sort of have a look into that and provide some feedback on it. But there are certain courses, and it just depends on if we've already got offers that are ongoing, then it will probably be sort of more beneficial to take advantage of that offer. But yeah, it's certainly something that we can look at with the members and sort of get back. But there are offerings for courses.
Great. Thank you, Nathan. I think that's really helpful. So hopefully, John, that sort of answers your question to a degree. But obviously, if you want to find out more, you can always email our education team as well, and details will be on our website. Thanks. There are some other questions we'll cover off. We had one actually that relates to our audits. So Ben, it'd be helpful if Ben could come back and cover this off. And the question wasn't from a named attendee, but they've asked, is British Safety Council UCAS accredited, which is an accrediting body in the UK? Ben, I don't know if you're able to rejoin.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, in short, no, we're not. But that's why, the reason for that is that our our services go beyond compliance. Our approach, as with all of our audit product sets, are tailored towards continuous improvement. By not being UCAS accredited, we're able to provide detailed feedback, advice following any surveillance or accreditation monitoring. Something that unfortunately UCAS don't allow accredited members or providers to be able to do. So when we look at potentially whether you are compliant with 14,001, for example, if we come to the end of that surveillance visit and find that you are lacking in certain areas, we are able to explain those areas and give you guidance and support on how to achieve those compliance areas. Whereas if, unfortunately for UCAS accredited suppliers, they would just tell you weren't compliant without any additional support. I do, I would add to that. I appreciate that there are certain tendering or internal compliance areas where organisations would require a supplier to be registered with UCAS, and we do understand that. But from our experience and from the way that we work, it's not something that we would look to do.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Ben. That's very helpful. Thank you for the response to that. We've got other questions, so I'm going to try and get through as many as we can. If we don't get through absolutely all of them, we will try and come back to people if we've got your name, and we can get back to you with anything specifically. And we'll also take account of any, if there are comments or things like that in the Q&As that people have put in that aren't questions as such, but maybe just for our feedback as well. That's really helpful, so thank you. And just turning to the next question, there is one on our free digital learning licenses, which we will be coming to talk about in a moment. So Saz, when we come to that, perhaps you can just sort of expand slightly on how the licenses work. There's a question in there around, can they obviously go beyond a first year of membership? I guess the answer to that is people need to continue as a member to continue and then refresh their licenses. But I think that's a question there you can probably clarify, and how people use those courses as well. So we will cover that in a moment. There is a question about how you become a member of British Safety Council, and this is a webinar that we've advertised, so obviously it's for members, but it's for people who are interested in being members as well. Saz actually is our membership development manager, and he would be very happy to talk to anyone who's interested in becoming a member as well. So Saz will obviously be interested in hearing from you, and there is an email and contact details on our website under our membership area. And if you go on there, you can fill out an inquiry, and Saz will be back in touch. There are some other questions on our training, actually. And Nathan, I just wondered if you could come back, because there is a question on us being a gold member and providing our diploma rather as a gold provider, and the benefits of that is the question. What are the benefits of that to people? I'm guessing it's about the quality, and it's about the standard, and it's about the sort of achievement that we deliver for our students. And if Nathan's around.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we get quite stringently audited by NEBOSH annually in order to maintain that gold learning partner status. And basically what that offers is it gives you the confidence that the learning that you're doing is firstly high quality and with training and expert tutors. So they assess the tutors, our training material, our resources, they look into our study support hub, how we provide all of that feedback to our delegates. They look at the feedback that we're giving to our students. So essentially, one recently was all tailored. One of the audits that we got was just tailored towards the student feedback. And it just looked at what were we telling the students, and they were really, really impressed with, and they actually really commended us on the structured feedback that we were giving the student. We weren't just giving them answers, and we weren't just giving them marks. We were giving them real good, in-depth, direct feedback that didn't just tell them, yes, that's right, no, that's wrong. So they really go into that level of detail when auditing us and making sure that we maintain those standards to be a gold learning partner. So yeah, which it all ties into our high pass rates, our global recognition, the flexible learning options that we provide, making sure that our content is updated. So yeah, to get to a gold learning partner it gives you that confidence that the material is suitable and to a good standard.
Brilliant. Thank you, Nathan. That's very helpful. I think we've actually reached the end of our time on Q&As now, but thank you to people who've asked questions. We have tried to cover as many as we can, and as I say, we will try to come back to people after this if possible as well, if we've got your name, so we can do that. We will now hand back to Saz who's our membership development manager, and Saz is going to talk about the portal. And he's going to talk about how you can make the most of that, including the courses that you get as part of your membership. Saz, I'm going to hand back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. Yeah, just a quick one on the question that I saw regarding the digital learning licenses within membership. The 100 licenses is for 1 year membership. However, with the 2-year membership is 200 licenses and the 3-year is 300 licenses. So you can use the 300 e-learning licenses throughout your 3-year membership. However, if you do wish to add more licenses on top, if you have, additional 300 to 500 employees, you want them to have or to assign them a course, you can always purchase more licenses on top. Now, in terms of the accessing your portal, if you go to the next slide, please, Charlotte. So once you become a member, all these categories that you see on the right-hand side, this is designed to make things as simple and as effective as possible. You got your licenses, your Chrono Eye services, your tools and advice. So this is the first thing that you'll see within your membership account. If you click on the 100 free e-learning places, it will take you to the purchases and subscription page. If you go to the next slide, please. It will take you to a section that says access your courses. Everyone should see this, those that are members. Once you open this page, it would take you to the Learning Zone, or what we call the Learning Zone platform, is the e-learning hub. So how this is simplified is, I'm just worried about the time. If you go to my organization and catalog, all 15 courses will be on here. You can always filter out the search within this if you're just specifically looking at for manual handling or fire safety, but the 15 courses will be on here. If you go to the next slide, please. Now, so there's a couple of ways that you can assign courses to your employees. So let's do the basis that is a 1 year, 100 e-learning licenses. You can add a single user or that you see under my user, or you can add multiple users. The single users, you just add the first name, surname, email address. You add it to that system, and under the course access page, you will see their name, along with which course that you want to assign them. You can add multiple users as well. So if, for hypothetically speaking, if there's 20 people that you want to do the 20 manual handling courses, you can add their email addresses together and just click on assign. On the course access page, the people that you have enrolled, either on the single user or multiple user, will be on here, along with the course name that you see under this page. If you go to the next slide, please. So I want to show you this as well. There is a report system on here. So if you have assigned a course to your employees, you want to see if they have completed the course, you can always run performance reports on here. And you can always follow up internally. What I will also add is you can make multiple people admin of the learning zone, meaning that if you are someone that, has an employee that is better suited to look after employees for their training materials, you can make them admin and they will have access to running numerous reports and assigning courses to your employees. There is an email tracker on here that will just show you the email address, that was sent to your employees. So everything is sent automatically, meaning that you don't have to forward them login details. Once you enroll them in a course, that employee will get a simple username, password, and a link to complete the course. They just need to click on the link and just follow the steps of the training materials. And that is from myself.
Thank you, Saz, and thank you everyone for participating in this webinar. We hope you've enjoyed it and found it helpful. And we also hope you have a very good rest of today. Thank you.